Hi guys, it's me, Skeptical Nessie, and welcome back to my channel. I just finished recording this episode and went to edit it, and I just discovered that my microphone did not record at all. So I do have game sounds and I have all of my footage, but I don't have any of what I said. So I'm going to try my best to do a voiceover on this. I don't know how it's going to turn out. I do remember complaining that this little dude had spawned down in my greenhouse after just killing his friend. So I went down here and I was checking on all of the crop farms because I wanted to make sure none of them had started overflowing, because I don't want to create too much lag in this world and end up essentially locking myself out of the ability to play on it just because I lagged the world out. And it's a good thing I checked on this bamboo farm because it actually had started to build up quite a lot of bamboo in it. I don't actually have plans for any bamboo wood in this world yet, but I do want to have a backlog of it in case I ever decide I want to use it. I didn't actually check on the cocoa bean farm. It would have just been grown, but it's never going to cause lag, so it's not that big of a deal. Now this farm, the cactus farm, I actually expected to have a lot more cactus in it than it ended up having. But I was glad I didn't really need to do anything with it just yet. And then the pumpkin and melon farm always has a decent amount of pumpkins and melons in it, so I pretty much have to clear this out anytime I play on the world for any amount of time, which is not a problem because this is actually how I'm getting most of the books for trades and stuff. Oh. So I just cleared this out and turned everything into pumpkins so that it could actually be usable for trades. The next thing that I did was I built, or not built, but I made a whole bunch of fire resistance potions, and I wanted to get 8-minute potions because we are building that blaze farm today, and I knew that without fire resist it would just be a constant death. And even with fire resist, I was pretty sure I was going to die a lot, but I wanted to at least give myself a fighting chance. And then I moved all of the potion making materials over into our pub, because this is actually the whole goal of this episode today, is to get this pub stocked up with blaze rods and all of the things that you need to make potions. Unfortunately, in the end, I didn't actually get the Turtle Master helmet. I didn't even try for it, honestly, because I need to set a whole farm up just for that. And then I was not able to get any ghast tears. I did kill a couple of ghasts, but I never got tears from them. So those are two things that in future episodes we're actually going to have to do still, is get those two things so that this area is fully stocked. But just finishing up all of the potions that I need to hopefully be able to build the farm without dying. Oh, and then right here, I decided I wanted to add one of these crafting tables into the potion area because it will actually be useful in the future. But I was having a really hard time deciding where I wanted to put this thing. In the end, this is where I decided to stick it, which is actually really cool because you can access it from upstairs and downstairs. But I got the last of my potions brewing and I was good to go. And then we needed to actually collect all of the resources to build this blaze farm. This is a pretty simple design. Very similar to what I did with the Skelly design, but of course instead of using water, because you can't use water in the nether, it uses lava. I wanted to use a bunch of nether blocks for this build, so I was specifically collecting blackstone, and then I wanted to use quartz, and then I did use some deep slate as well for a little bit of variety. Then I also needed some carpets, some hoppers, and some chests just to actually have the collection part of the farm. And then I had to go collect the lava that we would need to be able to move the blaze around inside of the farm. And then once I made it into the nether, I actually went over to the bastion and I collected my lodestone because I really wanted to be able to set my spawn over by the farm that we were building in case when I was building it, we died, we would just be able to respawn right next to the farm and not have to do a bunch of traveling, because that inevitably makes me just die even more. And then we set about actually building the farm. After finishing the farm, I came back to the pub to unload all of the blaze rods that I had collected from actually building the farm itself. So many blazes were spawning on me while I was building it that I actually ended up getting nearly 2 stacks of blaze rods. I also brought over all of the bits and bobs I had stored in other places that would be useful for making potions. Then I decided to head to the greenhouse so I could collect some nether wart, because I didn't actually have very many collected that I could just throw into the pub. I did some Googling to figure out exactly what I would need for potions, and I realized I had pufferfish and that I could do some trading to get the blistering melons and some more golden carrots specifically for potions. And then I went on a bunny murdering rampage throughout the world, and I actually only managed to get like one more rabbit's foot, and I didn't even manage to get very many spider eyes. I did try to collect spiders. As you can see here, I failed miserably at shooting this one particular spider. It was, yeah, it just ended up burning to death. Then we went after the phantoms, of course, because we need those phantom membranes for slow falling. This is actually one of the longest parts of the recording for this video, because I sleep every single night on this world, and I had to wait 3 days just to actually get them to spawn. During that time, I was hunting spiders and rabbits, trying to increase the number that I had, but I genuinely didn't get very much from that. I did manage to get a phantom membrane eventually, so I added what I had managed to find, and it was not really that impressive, but at least it's a start. Then I had the idea that I'd like to re-enchant my sword or combine my sword with another sword for better enchants. So I actually made a diamond sword just to see if you can combine a netherite sword with a diamond sword. Of course you can't, so then I just unenchanted my netherite sword and re-enchanted it a couple times. And I actually got a really, really good sword doing this, and then I just went and traded to get some mending and a breaking put back on it, and I ended up with a really, really good sword that would have actually been very useful earlier in the episode because it has looting 3 on it, but unfortunately we didn't have that at that time, so now we've got a good sword for next episode. I know this video is a lot shorter than normal, but thank you so much for sticking with me. See you guys next episode, where hopefully my mic works again. Bye!